Hello, and this is a quick kit review and a quick look at the history of the Havilland Mosquito. So the Mosquito first flew on the 25th of November 1940. It was the first multi-role combat aircraft. It was something that was immediately faster than the Spitfire. It was a twin-engined fighter bomber. It was also used as just a straight bomber, a photo reconnaissance aircraft. It could do pretty much any role that the RAF decided it needed to do. So I thought, and it is one of my absolute favourite aircraft, if not my favourite. If you've ever seen the movie 633 Squadron, that was the aeroplane that featured in that movie and the book that it was based on. And I've actually built this kit once before when I was a kid, and a guy very kindly sent me this kit, and also another one. Well, what I've got here, it doesn't have the box, but this is the 1/48th scale and this is the 1/72nd scale. So let's have a quick look at this kit. This is the old 1980 version of it. The rubbish old Airfix decals. Very yellowed paper. These instructions, very simple compared to something like now where you get a little book. There's the markings that you get. You get three versions. You get a night fighter, fighter bomber, and this one, which is a Royal Australian Air Force version. And that's how you build the kit up. I mean, all of this now is done in a real book format. You could pretty much put it on your shelf if you wanted to. But yeah, this builds up to be quite a nice kit from what I remember, although it is quite fiddly. Somebody's already started this. Airfix Modelers Club. Are you a member of the Airfix Modelers Club? Every week in Buster and Valiant comics. I think my dad read Buster and Valiant. Somebody's already started the painting of this. This is the left side of the fuselage. We've already started painting the underside of the wings. Yeah, it's quite fiddly to build if I remember rightly, because some of the machine guns and things are a little bit tricky. I've actually done quite a nice job on painting the canopy, which is great. Here are the lights that go on the underside of the wings. Top of the wing itself, and the other side, and then we're on to the sprues. So this sprue is all about the undercarriage legs and the undercarriage rockets, underwing rockets I should say. This here is the cockpit base that you glue the chairs onto. This one, you see here these two oval pieces, they're the cannons underneath. You can either have the Mark 18, which was the U-boat killer, which had a 57mm gun, or you can have the 20mm cannons. I've actually done a really nice job on painting this, so this should be rather easy to put together. There's the rear wheel and the pilot and co-pilot. Here's your machine guns. You've already painted it in black, and this is the radar finder for the night fighter version. You've seen in the cells for the engines, the two Rolls-Royce Merlin engines. Oh, this dates the kit because you can see that this has got the original display stand. There is the actual stand, and there is the actual mounting post. So that's a quick look at the 1/72nd scale. They still produce this kit, Airfix. I think that the moulding came out in the late 50s, so it is a little bit ropey now, but this is an early 80s pressing, so the details are still pretty sharp. So that's a quick look at the 1/72nd scale kit. Let's move on to the 1/48 scale. Okay, so here's the 1/48 scale kit. Again, same kind of crappy decals that you get. Those can be replaced. You can go on Hannants and get different decals. Here is the canopy. It's just a scaled up version of the 1/72nd scale kit. There, of course, the two fuselage halves and the inner nacelle where the radiators sit. Engine details with the exhausts and the rockets, and there is the pilot's cockpit. The sprue, and self-explanatory, the engine nacelles, the undercarriage, the details for the guns and the cannons, undercarriage doors, and there's the nose cone with the machine gun holes. And then the final sprue is your wings, upper and lower, and your rear control surfaces. Pilot, co-pilot. Some nice detail on this kit. I believe this is a 1980 vintage kit. Let's see if we can find the copyright mark. Yep, there you go. If it's products, copyright 1980. Yep, this is essentially just a scaled up version of the 1/72 scale kit. If you want to know any more about the Mosquito, and I recommend that you do, there are some books available and some DVDs and things. This book I actually got for my birthday a few years ago. This goes into the whole history of the aeroplane, the design of it, how it was put together, pilot stories, things like that. There's of course some of the details of the engine, don't want to get done for copyright, all the different variants. There's the production line at Hatfield. I have actually been to the museum. It's a great museum. It's just outside of London. It's called the Havilland Heritage Centre. I totally recommend it. All the different variants. There's a nice view of the cockpit. That's seen better days. There's the fighter bomber version. Yeah, it was used for all sorts of experiments and things like that. Really, really good book. I totally recommend that. This one I got, I think at the supermarket. I think they were just giving it away. This is actually the same artwork as on the 1/24 scale Mosquito kit, which again I have got. I don't have it here. It is up at storeroom. And then this, of course, this is the original prototype Mosquito. You can actually see this Mosquito. It is at the de Havilland Aircraft Museum. I will put a link in the video. And then this magazine, I think you can get, there's a very nice cutaway version of it. Also, this magazine's got a little bit about the actual filming of 633 Squadron. A guy called Group Captain Percy Picard, he was one of the people who flew this machine. He's got a book called Wings of Night, which again I've got a copy of. He should have earned a Victoria Cross, he never did, but he was the one that bombed Amiens prison in France, which is the picture you see on the front here. Again, it's an interesting character to read up about. There we are, 633 Squadron by Frederick Smith. They used actual real flying mosquitoes in that film. Nice picture of it in flight there. And then just finally, this is the actual up close, have a look at the airframe, look at the details of the kit book. Again, a book I can totally recommend. And there's the underwing rockets that we saw on the model. Just fantastic. So yeah, there's a quick look at some Mosquito information. Wonderful aeroplane. I've not seen it in flight. There are 2 or 3 examples in flight that you can go and have a look at. Again, I will post a link in this video so you can go and have a look at it. Thanks very much for watching. Cheers.